So the other day, I was going somewhere in town with my partner and we rolled up to some road work. A whole strip of road on the one side had been ripped up and vehicles were only allowed on half, so there were people directing traffic on both ends and from all of the offshoot roads since it wasn't just two ways, like back and forth. It made for a right clusterfuck, not just because it was morning commute times, but it had a school on one end and the highway on the other that they couldn't let it back up to that far, and subdivision drivers trying to get to work coming in from the roads, butting into it in the middle. It was a pretty long wait for anybody going anywhere. It definitely took between 10 to 15 minutes waiting to be told that we could go by the traffic guy. And I fucking hate that while we were in line, some asshole at the back pulled up beside us in the oncoming lane because they wanted to cut. Their intention wasn't to cut, like to get back into the line necessarily. Their intention was to not have to wait for whatever the fuck was the holdup, which they couldn't see from all the way back there. It is a matter of patience, but it's also a matter of privilege. This happens so often around here, where if people are stopped for something, someone will pull around them because they don't think they should have to wait. Like, what do you think is happening? We're all just at a standstill for no reason? It's such a weird above the rules mindset because they are actively choosing to try and bypass whatever it is that other people are experiencing instinctively. It's really lucky that the cars being allowed to go while we weren't didn't come up that road, because then this guy would have been completely blocking them and have to back up so that they could turn off and out of the way of the construction. After a minute of processing what was actually happening, which I don't know how it took so long, like you could see the roadwork guy, you should have realized pretty quickly that you couldn't go wherever you please. I guess they backed up far enough to do a UE and leave instead of wait. It just baffles me that people do this even when they know what the obstruction is. One time we were driving down a back road and a long cargo delivery truck had to get into a very small side road, so he had to take up the whole road to do a several point turn to back in. So everyone gave him lots of space because he'd slowed down and signaled, and we were waiting because there's nowhere to go. Like, he's literally blocking the whole road for a couple minutes. And of course, someone new comes up and just starts going around the line in the oncoming lane. But it's like, we can all see the truck. There's nowhere to fucking go. Why are you trying to skip the line? If you've ever done this or know someone who is like this, please let me know in the comments, like, what's going on in your head? Why? Is it a patience thing? Through a variety of micro actions I see in drivers, I'm starting to think that people just don't like touching the brakes if they don't have to. Is that a thing?